multi-layer of the cheek, where it's like maybe when he breathes, that instead of us like when we breathe, like it's layered down. It's like, and you see like an accordion, if you can imagine, where he's breathing in and out, and it's moving that. And that's kind of the neat idea I think would be here, just to do that underneath all this exoskeleton structure. Just have that there, where you see this kind of like flow of like him, like this skin, like indicating that. That's a possibility. I kind of like the idea, and like I said, this is what is beautiful about creating. You just keep playing with it. So I know I like this shape. I don't know if this 10 is going to be too big for it. We kind of lost the line when I was here, even though I like it. And we're not going to see the whole curve, of course, because of where it's located. But I still want it to still match up with that. But I don't want... Let's see. I keep drawing over that one. Yeah, I kind of like the indication that there's some nostrils there. Maybe he's got two nostrils. Maybe he just eats with his tusk. Or maybe he has multiple lungs where he can breathe in different locations. Or it's a survival instinct. It's a survival adaptation of his genetics. Maybe he breathes through his mouth and knows like we do. And so he has two things instead of having to rely on one thing. Plus, or like an elephant, maybe his mouth is hidden underneath there, and he's got two areas to breathe, two places to, kind of like the Doctor from Doctor Who has two hearts. It's the same kind of thing. It's like a secondary bypass, a secondary system to supplement everything else. Maybe they have huge lung capacity. Maybe they can breathe and hold their breath for a long time. So the reason why I'm mentioning all this stuff is that you, like I said before, you think about this stuff when you're creating, and that's where the process kind of comes from. And it also will dictate a little bit on how you put it together. Like the piece, like trying to think of the reasons why can actually help you draw, like you would as if you're telling a story or a writer. Because let's think about this. As an artist, creating characters and stuff, when you create things out of your imagination, they don't exist. So if you come up with viable ways for it to make sense, because you are the director, you are telling the story, and your character should say something. Even if you don't know all the details as to why this character exists or why he has certain things, it's a good thing to kind of think about that as you're drawing, or at least, and then show off your drawing to someone and let them look at it and say, well, what do you think of this? And sometimes you'll see things that people will put together and they go, well, I think the character could do this. I think it's what it looks like. It looks like he's doing this. And you probably like, give you an example based upon, it's like, well, I think the character doesn't have a mouth, that he eats everything through his trunk. I was like, that's gotta be crazy. I didn't even think of that. I mean, you could do it that way, let people kind of see how it puts together. Now, if you have like a list of stuff, where you're designing something specific, then, you want to give that client, that employer, whatever they're asking for. But if you're just creating things off the cuff, kind of like I am, and I have, like I said, a general knowledge of what these characters, this race of people are, and what they do, but I still like leaving things open sometimes, because I have worked, like I said, with so many different artists over the years, and they can take my crazy idea and turn it into something that I never even thought was possible, or I wouldn't even thought of. That's, again, working with other people can be really amazing, not just forcing yourself to grow and learning and playing off each other's energy and your thought process and stuff. So that's really nice, but also helping you see things to become a better creator, a better artist, a better just person in general, let's say.